fans are very, very interesting sometimes. I don't know what it is about us and our fandoms. We all find something, a piece of media, entertainment, something of that sort, and in a strange way, it doesn't make any difference in our lives. It's just a movie, or it's a book, or it's a comic, or it's a TV show, or it's a video game. And it really doesn't mean anything, or it shouldn't. And yet, somehow, it does mean something to us. And it means enough to us that we do, admittingly, oddball things, but very cool things like this. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and this is actually an Airbnb topic. If you can see this topic, Lord of the Rings, fans can geek out over this real-life Hobbit home. I have to admit, this was a fun story to read, and it's one that I am more than happy to share, especially at the beginning of the new year. We want to be a little bit more fun. However, if this is your first time here and you have never done this before, please do me a favor. Click that subscribe button and ring that bell notification if you happen to like this video. We upload on a near daily basis, and you will want to get notified of those videos, live streams, and premieres. So anyway, let's look at this story from ABC News. A North Carolina couple has started an incredible project that takes the page straight out of The Lord of the Rings. Mike Parrish, a self-described huge fan of fantasy trilogy that was derived from the J.R.R. Tolkien books, showed off his one-of-a-kind home on Leisure Mountain Road in Woodfin to ABC News affiliate WLOS. This is concept art, by the way. What we want is to have an extra area where people can come and bring their kids and just leave with an unforgettable experience, Parrish said. What they have essentially done is they are making their own Hobbit home, which this is going to be in North Carolina, and I have to say, this is really neat. I kind of want to go see this. I know some friends who will definitely consider taking the trip to North Carolina to stay in this Hobbit home. So anyway, the first line in The Hobbit begins, "In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit," and that's exactly how this property looks. The 800 square foot home has one bedroom, one bathroom, a kitchen, and is nearly 90% below ground level. And that's a very nice door, by the way. But the main attraction, according to Matt Robinson with Black Mountain Builders, who took on the project, is the handmade round mahogany door. And as you can see, there's a few screenshots of this. Very tenderly made, very, very fascinating. The round doors, both inside and out, were built by John Fenwick, a local woodworker whose craftsmanship rivaled Bilbo Baggins. Another key perk of Parrish's property that he hopes to list on Airbnb is the sprawling mountainous view. This is definitely a first, Robinson said. That's one of the reasons I took the job. While the project is expected to be completed sometime in February, Parrish and his wife hope this will be the rental property to rule them all. So there's the property, and I guess they're going to try to put that in the ground somehow. So obviously that's going to look a little differently. We're coming up with what we hope will be the coolest Hobbit home on the East Coast, Parrish said. Now, this caught my story for a couple eyes. First of all, this is just cool. This is absolutely fun. Like, it's interesting. Of course, they're making the Hobbit home a little bit bigger. It's not going to be made for kids. I think that would make it a little extra cool, though, if it was like the size for like actual hobbits. Then your kids would really get a kick out of it, I think. However, one of the reasons this stands out is because me and my wife have actually considered doing some Airbnb. Like, we've considered buying properties and giving them themes and, just doing some of this on the side. We're hesitant for a few reasons. First of all, we do have strong convictions that Airbnb is very bad for the market, and, we have a hard time contributing to what we consider to be a problem. The other problem, of course, is regulation. We know regulation is coming, and it's needed. I mean, the building that I lived at in Anaheim when I first moved here, I used to live in this nice little apartment building that was near Disneyland. Now, that apartment complex, not a single room is rented to a tenant. It's all Airbnb tourists. I think that's a problem. But here's the other thing. When you create something this cool, you're eventually going to have a bunch of overzealous fans who not only want to stay there, but they might try to take a souvenir, and that's what's going to be very interesting. I actually know someone, it's not a friend, it's an acquaintance, who was actually banned from Disneyland for a year because she was on the Snow White ride, not the minecart one, the dark ride, the one that honestly kind of sucks. And she decided to get out of the ride because she wanted to get a piece of an apple from the old hag's bag and take it home as a souvenir. Now, of course, security cameras caught her, and she was arrested, and her pass was revoked for, I think, a good couple of years. Like, she could not go back to Disneyland. And I don't know why she wanted to do that, but apparently there are fans who will want to do that. And you hear stories about how, like, the Great Wall of China, like, so many people are taking stones from the Great Wall of China, like little pieces of the building, because, they want a souvenir. That within 100 years, the Great Wall of China might no longer exist. That's terrifying. So I kind of wonder, what is this couple going to do to ensure that unique Hobbit and Lord of the Rings memorabilia that will obviously be used to decorate this place isn't stolen or isn't taken away. Airbnb does insure, but they only insure so much. I also kind of wonder, and this is probably my biggest fascination because me and my wife, again, we do have an Airbnb project in mind. I don't want to share what it is here because, good ideas you keep to yourself. A little bit of advice. Anyone out there who tells you they're here to help you make the most money you can, they're keeping the best ideas for themselves. But here's the thing. The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, I believe, are copyrighted material. I don't think, in fact, let's just kind of take a look real quick. I'm kind of curious about this myself. Is the Hobbit public domain? Let's just check this out. Is it public domain? This might actually help us with this. So The Hobbit will enter public domain in 2032. The Lord of the Rings was published in 1955 or so we'll enter the public domain in 2050. So all of what they're doing right now is copyrighted work, and it is based off books, movies, and action figures, I guess you could say, that are not in the public domain. And they are copying that work, and they are selling it. So as nice as this is, as cool of a concept as this is, I'm wondering if Warner Brothers or Peter Jackson or the Tolkien estate, I wonder if someone's going to actually go with a cease and desist letter and say you have to either dismantle the place or we have to reclaim it, and we will Airbnb it because this is our property. Technically, you made this inspired by us. So that's probably my biggest concern. That's the reason I never started any of my Airbnb projects. So this might be a good story to follow to see if anything actually happens to this couple. I hope nothing does, because this is a cool idea, and yeah, I would more than love to go to North Carolina just to stay in this little hobbit hole. Heck, if the people are watching this right now and want to put up the room for a couple nights, maybe me and my wife will fly over. We'll do like a little vlog. That could be fun. But anyway, yeah, that's a kind of a good little story for Airbnb. I think it's going to be awesome when it's finished. But anyway, what do you folks think? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you want to stay here? Are you not interested? What do you think is going to happen? I'd love to know. So comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.